Once again, competitors, please enter your results. Smoking is not allowed in this venue. Currently, the competitors are scoring the second set. In the men's compound category, Rio Wild of the United States of America leading Mike Schlosser 4-0. It's a draw between Sergio Pagni and Pat Coughlin. 3-1 lead for Dave Cousins versus Pierre-Julien Deloche. 3-1 lead for Braden Galantine versus Jay Hayden. 3-1 lead for Logan Wild of the United States, who in the Vegas shoot today shot a 330X. Versus Brendan Reyes of the United States. We're on 152. It's a draw between Martin Damsbo and Morten Boe. Jarl Amas of Norway versus Patrick Roux of Republic of South Africa as the advantage for Mr. Roux. And Peter Elzinga versus Jesse Broadwater, advantage to Jesse by 2 set points. This is the third regulation set, and we're back on our TV targets, 141 and 143. It's Thomas Aubert of France trailing Brady Ellison of the United States, the Olympic silver medalist, by 2 set points. Thomas with a 10. Brady with a 10. Thomas with a 10-9 liner, probably a 10. Brady with a solid 10. Ellison 10-10-10. And Thomas Aubert with what also appears to be a 10-10-10. His second arrow is a liner. So the score will either be 4-2 in favor of Brady or 5-1 in favor of Brady after scoring takes place. The third scoring set is now complete, and we'll find out who is leading in just a moment. It's possible that some of these matches have been completed. There's one match that was at set point. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the matches actually at match point right now. Match point for Rio Wild on target 147. He leads 5-1. Match set for Sergio Pagni right now. If he wins the next set, he'll win the match versus Pat Coughlin. Over on 149. Match set for Dave Cousins. If he wins the next match, or set rather, he'll win the match. Match point for Braden Galantine. 3-3 draw on target 151. Now entering our fourth regulation set. We have a number of wins on the compound women's side as well as on the men's recurve side. Competitors hold the line. Competitors hold the line. Hold the line. Competitors, hold the line. Please stand down. We will restart you in a moment. Our apologies. We have an equipment issue, which we will resolve in a moment. Please stand by. All right, competitors, stand by. We are about to resume. Back to our televised match right now. It's Brady Ellison and Thomas Aubert. Brady leading 5-1. Looks like Thomas's arrow was out on official calling. Now, so it does show that the arrow was in, means that Thomas had a 10-10-10. Brady just shot a 9, Thomas just shot a 10. Brady leading Thomas 4-2 after official score. Okay, that's a 9 from Thomas, so Brady ties it with a 10 for this set. Brady with a 10. 10-9. Thomas shoots a 9, and And so unofficially, it looks like victory for Brady Ellison of the United States. Cuesta of Spain has defeated Roman Girol of France 6-0 in straight set action. For the women's compound category, victory on target 158 for Sandrine Van Dionan Frangilli versus Danielle Brown of GBR. Victory for Gerda Roux of the Republic of South Africa versus Lucy Burnett of France. Victory for Runa Gredeland of Norway. And a victory for Inge van Kaspel of Netherlands. Competitors are adversely affected by flash on your camera. Please turn off the flash on your camera, spectators. Competitors, we're now into our final regulation set. The Republic of South Africa has won her match convincingly, 7-1. Milosomod of Denmark, victorious over Pascal Lebec of France. Match point right now between between Albina Loganova and Ivana Budin of Croatia. Too close to call from here. Victory for Jean-Charles Valadon, 10-10-10. We're on target 137. the regulation sets now complete, we'll see if there are any shoot-offs to be decided. Shoot-offs will take place simultaneously on the field of play. Competitors, if you've completed your match, please do not reset your flip chart. Once again, if you've completed your match, please do not reset your flip chart. Leave the numbers up as the final match scores, please. Victory for Javier Gonzalez Torres of Spain. Shoot-off on target 133. The shoot-off will be between Jeremiah Cusick of the United States of America and Olympic finalist from London, Rick van der Ven of Netherlands. Gentlemen, shoot-off will consist of a single arrow shot at the center target. Center target. Middle target. Jeremiah. Shoot off. Target 151. It's Logan Wild versus Brandon Reyes. For the men's compound category, so 2 shoot-offs. We've got Jeremiah Cusick of the United States of America versus Rick van der Ven for the men's recurve. And we've got Logan Wild versus Brandon Reyes for the men's compound on target 151. Single arrow will decide the shoot-offs. Non-competitors, please clear the line as soon as you can so we can proceed with the shoot-offs. Thank you. We also have a shoot-off on target 154. It's Peter Elzinga versus Jesse Broadwater. Peter Elzinga, the world record holder for the feet around. Jesse Broadwater, multiple world champion from the United States of America, and they will be shooting off targets 154. Single arrow will decide the shoot-offs. And the arrow must be in the center target, the middle target. There will be 40 seconds. The archers will shoot simultaneously. And there will be 40 seconds on the clock. Competitors, please stand by for your shoot-offs. We're about to begin the shoot-offs. Please clear the field. This is a single arrow elimination. Brandon with a 10. Logan with a 9. Looks like Peter has beaten Jesse. For the gentlemen, on the recurve, it is Rick van der Ven winning with a closer to center 10. So all the shoot-offs are settled at this time. We will wait for the official scores, but I believe that everything stands as we just announced. We also had another shoot-off between Ivana Budin this can't be good. Bruce Cull with a cannon. That's asking for trouble. While we're at it, ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for Bruce Cull and his crew of volunteers who make this event possible. Please take the time to say thanks to everybody you see in a striped shirt as we proceed for the final day of the Vegas shoot tomorrow. What a great event for archery here in the United States. Competitors, please be advised at this time we expect to restart competition in approximately 5 minutes. I expect to be able to give you a 1-minute warning before you restart, and we will do our best to make sure we do. Okay, compound gentlemen, your target assignments are as follows. For the compound gentleman, Mr. Rio Wild, target 147. Mr. Sergio Pagni, target 148. Pierre-Julien Deloche, target 149. Braden Galantine, you're on target 150. Brandon Reyes, you're on target 151. Martin Damsbo, you're on target 152. Pat Rue of RSA, you're on 153. Peter Elzinga, you are on target 154. For the next pass, we'll have a women's recurve quarterfinal featured for our television target, which will be Naomi Folkard of Great Britain, three-time Olympian, versus Céline Bizold of France. Naomi will be on target 141. Céline will be on target 143. The rest of the women's recurve target assignments are as follows. Jeon Sung-yoon, Korea, target 121 versus Louise Larson, Denmark, target 122. Naomi Folkard, Great Britain, target 141. Céline Bizold of France, target 143. Kim Min-jong, Korea, target 125 versus Pia Carmen Leonetti, Italy, target 126. Melina Toussaint, France, versus Bérangère Chou of France, on targets 127 and 128, respectively. On target 130, it is Brady Ellison versus Elias Cuesta on target 131. We'll have the rest of the assignments as soon as the scorecards are verified. The remainder of the target assignments for the recurve men are as follows. Once again, Brady Ellison, target 130. Elias Cuesta, target 131. Javier Gonzalez of Spain on target 132 versus Rick van der Ven of Netherlands, target 133. Michele Frangilli of Italy on 134 versus Jake Kaminsky of the United States on 135. And yeah, that's going to be a grudge match. Target 136, Sebastian Rohrberg of Germany faces Jean-Charles Veladon of France. Sebastian Rohrberg, the past two-time world field champion. J.C. Veladon, the reigning world field champion. Over on the compound women's side now, Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa taking on Camilla Somod of Denmark on 156 and 157. Sandrine Van Dunant Frangilli of France on target 158 versus Gerda Roux of the Republic of South Africa. Andrea Gales of Great Britain on target 160 takes on Joanna Chess of France on 161. Inge van Kaspel of Netherlands on 162 versus Ivana Budin of Croatia on 163. Okay, so for the compound men, once again, your target assignments are as follows. Rio Wild on 147, Sergio Pagni 148. Competitors, this is your 2-minute competition restart warning. Competition will resume in 2 minutes. La compétition recommencera dans 2 minutes. And the 1/4 finals are about to resume as we're back underway here at the Indoor World Cup final of 2013 in Las Vegas, Nevada, the United States of America. Television match is three-time Olympian Naomi Folkart of Great Britain versus Celine Bizalt of France. Naomi opens with a 9. Celine with a 9. So far for this first set. Naomi with a 10. So Naomi Folkart taking the first set. She will lead 2-0. Celine Bizalt finished that set with a 10. Naomi Folkart with 2 10s and a 9. Celine Bizalt with a 10 and 2 9s. So Naomi Folkart taking the first set. Naomi on target 141. And Celine on target 143. The rest of the scores being tabulated right now, and we'll see who's ahead in set play in each category in just a moment. For those of you standing by for the Easton group photo, that's going to take place in the Easton booth in approximately 5 minutes. So if you're waiting for the Easton group photo will take place in approximately 5 minutes at the Easton booth. Check. Speaking of Gangnam Style, Jeon Yoon of Korea is now number 1 on the board at 2-0 versus Louise Larson. And Kim Min-jong of Korea is trailing Pia Carmen Leonetti of Italy. She leads, Pia Carmen leads 2-0. Two-time world indoor champion Bérengère Schuh of France leading 2-0 as well. Sergio Pagni leading Rio Wild right now 2-0. Sergio with 2 10s, Rio with a 10 and a 9. Rio versus Sergio continuing here. Actually, Rio has 10 10 10. It was Sergio with a 10 and a 9. So Rio took that set. It's now 2-2. Back over on the TV targets. Naomi Folkard with a 10 so far. Celine Bezold with a 10. And Naomi with a 10 just now. Celine with a 10. Draw so far for this second set. Naomi Folkard 10 10 9. And Celine with an 8, so Naomi takes the second set and leads 4-0. Over on the left-hand television target 141. Third regulation set coming up next. I'm fine. Whoop, whoop. Score is confirmed. Naomi is leading Celine 4-0. So the next set will be match set for Naomi. We've got a draw going on right now between Sergio, the Sultan of Smooth Pagni of Italy, and Rio Wild of the United States of America. Braden Galantine pulling out a lead over Pierre-Julien Deloche of France, now 3-1. Martin Damsbo leading Mr. Roux of RSA by 3-1. And we've got a draw. Correction here. We've got a Mr. Reyes versus Mr. Damsbo, and Mr. Reyes of the United States is leading. Mr. Roux versus Mr. Elzinga, that's a draw, 2-2. Third regulation set. And there are 2 matches that could be decided by this set, both of them in the women's recurve category. Naomi Folkard opened with a 9. Her opponent has yet to shoot. just out of the 10 ring, 1 millimeter out. Pair of 9s from Naomi so far. Ten points for Celine Bizalt. Ten, 9-9 for Naomi Folkard. 9 for Celine Bizalt. Will take the set, but it's a 9, so that's a draw for that set. And that means Naomi Folkard now leads 5-1. Celine Bizalt must outright win the next 2 sets to force a shoot-off. Rio Wild leading Sergio Pagni 4-2. Braden Galantine leading PJ Deloche 4-2. We've got a draw between Brandon Reyes of the United States and Martin Damsbo of Denmark. 4-2 lead for Peter Elzinga over Patrick Roux of the Republic of South Africa. Danielle Wenzel now at match point. Also match point for Sandrine van Dionat Frangilli. Zagandria Gales is leading her opponent 4-2. Lead for Inga van Kaspel over Ivana Budin. And it's actually Joanna Chess leading Andrea Gales right now 4-2. That's for the women's compound category. For the recurve women, victory for Jeon Seung Yoon of Korea. And a victory for Bérangère Chou of France. The other 2 matches still in play. Back over to our TV targets now. Naomi Folkard opens with a 10. Naomi Folkard with a 9. Celine Bizalt with a 10. With a 10-10-9. Celine with a 9. And so, Naomi Folkard is unofficially victorious in this match. And that completes the match with an 8. Naomi Fulcard, the winner. So coming up for the recurve women, it'll be Jeon Seung-yoon of Korea taking on Naomi Fulcard for the semifinals on targets 122 and 123. Still in play is the match between Kim Min-jong of Korea and Pia Carmen Leonetti of Italy. Victory for Bérengère Chou of France means that she will take on the winner of that match. Bérengère Chou is the 2-time world indoor champion, multiple European champion, multiple world record holder for the indoor round, arguably the finest female indoor shooter ever from France, and one of the finest in the world, second only to perhaps Natalia Valeva, the legend from Italy. Looks like victory for Rio Wild of the United States of America in the men's compound category. So Rio Wild will take on either PJ Deloche or Braden Galantine in the next pass. All the other men's matches are still in play. We've got a 4-4 draw between Brandon Reyes of the United States and Martin Damsbo of Denmark. We've got a 5-3 lead for Peter Elzinga over his opponent from the Republic of South Africa. For the women's compounds, victory for Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa. Victory for Sandrine Vandionat Frangilli of Italy. Match still in play between Andrea Gales and Joanna Chess. And we've got a draw between Inga van Kaspel and Ivana Buden. As our television match has completed, we're now going to go to targets 136 and 137, where the 2 best current field shooters in the world are shooting it out. Sebastian Rohrberg on 136 just shot an 8. His opponent not mistaken. Andrea Gales wins the shoot-off with a 10-9 liner. It's a centimeter closer to the center. So that settles this series of quarterfinals. Semifinal matches will be coming up next. And here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Bruce is out going wild with the cannon. Boy, I'm sure glad he's aiming at the ceiling. Obviously, Bruce Cull, an accomplished bow hunter, is not as accurate with his t-shirt cannon as our archers are, but hey, what can you do? That thing doesn't even have sight on it. Competitors, your semifinal matches will begin in 3 minutes. La compétition recommencera dans 3 minutes.
George, we confirm?
Rio and Braden, you didn't really think I meant it when I said 3 minutes now, did you? You might as well just chill out for a bit. Probably going to be an extra minute or two. I know how eager you are. It's just a matter of time. Got to get it right. Assured competitors that we are now 2 minutes from start time. Competition will resume in 2 minutes. Again, competitors, you will be shooting simultaneously for the semifinals. Alrighty then, here we go. Targets 122 and 123, Jeon Seung-yoon of Korea versus Naomi Folkart of GBR. Targets 126 and 127, Kim Min-jung of Korea versus Béranger Xu of France. For the men's recurve, Brady Ellison, United States of America, target 131 versus Rick van der Ven of Netherlands on 132. On 135, Michele Frangilli of Italy versus Jean-Charles Valadon of France. Target 141, Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa versus Sandrine van Dionant Frangilli. Target 148, Rio Wild, USA versus Braden Galantine on target 149. Peter Elzinga of Netherlands on 152 versus Martin Damsbo on 153. And Andrea Gales of GBR, the diva of Dover, taking on Inge van Kaspel of Netherlands on 161, 162, as we are about to get underway until Juan Carlos walked down there. We know a way to motivate him, though. I just got to blow that horn. He'll move. Ladies and gentlemen, that hard-working guy down there is the 1992 Olympic gold medalist for the team round representing Spain, and now today the World Archery Event Director, Mr. Juan Carlos Holgado. Hardest working man in archery, and we're about to go. Opens with what appears to be a 9 just down to the 10 ring well. Sandrine van Dionant Frangilli shoots a 10 to take the lead in the first quarter semifinal set. Danielle with another 9. Sandrine with a 9. This is set right now. It looks like a 1-point lead on raw score for Sandrine. Danny Wenzel, who takes it with a 9, so it's a draw. 10 for that last shot for Danny Wenzel, just to be clear. And so it's a draw unofficially. Danielle Wenzel's first arrow appears to be about a millimeter out. So unless the judge calls it in, we've got a draw on the TV targets. Targets 141 and 143. Competitors, would like to remind you, you will need archers' agents for the finals. Please have your archers' agents ready to go when we get started with the finals in a few minutes. Showing a draw between Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa and Sandrine van Frangilli. First set for targets 135 and 136 is invalid because of a technical fault. So the next set will be the first set for that match between Jean-Charles Veladon and Michele Frangilli. Got a draw between Braden and Rio. Peter leading 2-0. And it looks like Inga leading 2-0. We're back underway, and our TV targets are 141 and 143. Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa versus European champion Sandrine van Frangilli. With a 9. Danielle right in the same hole as the first shot, just out of the 10 ring. With another liner. This one just appears to be a millimeter out, if that. And that's confirmed. Solid 10 for Sandrine. 10. So that's 10-9-9 for Danielle. Sandrine with a 9, so we've got another draw. We're now unofficially looking at a draw of 2-2, but the board is showing differently. We'll find out whether the spotters are correct or not. Don't believe that that is correct. I believe we are looking at a draw. Okay, right now we're looking at a 3-1 lead for Danielle Wenzel. Inga and the Diva are tied right now. The ladies' compound match between Inga Van Kaspel and Andrea Gales drawn at 2-all. Rio Wild leading Braden Galantine 3-1. Peter Elzinga leading his opponent Martin Damsbo 4-0. Back on the TV targets. First set for Michele Frangilli and JC Valadon. JC taking the lead. Brady Ellison with a 3-1 lead over Rick van der Ven. It's a 10 for Danielle Wenzel. And a 10-9 liner, probably a 10 for Sandrine Van Dionant Frangilli. The spotters calling it a 9, and they may have a better angle to the target. We'll find out shortly. Danielle with a 9. Sandrine with a 10. Danielle with a 9. And a 10 to draw the match from Sandrine Van Dionant Frangilli. Quite possibly a 10-10-10 down there. We'll find out after official scoring. JC Valadon 10-10-10 to take this set from Michele Frangilli, so he now leads 4-0. Brady Ellison with a 10-10-10 to take this to 5-1 now versus Rick van der Ven. Rio with a 10-10-9 and Braden with a 10-10-10. So we've got a 3-3 draw between the two big compound guns over on 148 and 149. The other two big compound guns, Peter Elzinga, Martin Damsbo, will be posting their set points in just a moment. It's 5-1 in favor of Peter Elzinga, match point. Martin's got to come back and win the next two sets outright to stay alive. Over on the ladies' compound side, some close arrows. Well, after official scoring, Sandrine van Frangilli had the 10-10-10 for 30 points, and now it's a draw between Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa and Sandrine van Frangilli, the wife of the Olympic team gold medal winner, Michele Frangilli of Italy. Right now, remember that the match taking place between Jean-Charles Valadon, reigning champion of the world for field archery, and Michele Frangilli, also a world champion for target archery, is one set behind the rest of the matches. And now Jean-Charles leading 4-0 on 136 and 135. Back to our TV targets. Danielle Wenzel prepares to shoot on target 141. Danny with a solid 10 inside out. And Sandrine also with a 10. Sandrine with a 10. Danielle with a 9. On that shot. She has 2 10s and a 9. Ten will draw, and there it is. So 4-4 draw. Ladies match taking place on targets 141 and 143. Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa versus Sandrine van Frangilli of France. Jean-Charles Valadon with a 10-10-9. Michele Frangilli delivering a 10-10-10. And the match now at 4-2 on targets 135 and 136 for the men's recurve. We've got a draw between Rio Wild and Braden Galantine up to this point. And now the question is, what is the value of the middle arrow on Braden's target? Rio has at least 2 10s, and I'm waiting for him to move just a little to the right. Thank you. That's a 9. So 10, 9, and a 10 for Rio on that one. So now that's critical. That value for Braden could decide whether this match continues to be drawn or whether Braden has the advantage, and we'll find out in a moment what the result is. Braden takes that set. So Braden Galantine leading Rio Wild 5-3. Victory for Peter Elzinga of Netherlands, the world record holder, the holder of the record for the FIDE round, wins versus Martin Damsbo. And it's a draw between Inge van Kaspel of Netherlands and Andrea Gales of GBR on targets 161 and 162. And the cannon continues to fire into the crowd as Bruce is delivering Vegas shirts. I think he likes that thing a little too much. It's just a bit. Is that thing running out of gas? It's running out of gas, isn't it? All right, we're back in action. And we've got a great match on targets 141 and 143. Our live streaming and television match is between Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa and Sandrine Van Frangilli of France. It's a draw. Sandrine with a 10. Rio and Braden, by the way, both with 10s on that first set of shots. And a 9 for Danielle. Rio and Braden are tied. Sandrine with 10. With a liner 9-10 probably out. Looks like Braden Galantine has won. Sandrine 10-10-9. So it looks like Sandrine Van Frangilli is the winner. And it looks like we've got a shoot-off for the ladies over on the far left side, right side of the field here, but possibly a shoot-off. 5-5 appears to be what we've got down there. Okay, remember we've got one more regulation set potentially over here, but let's see what John Charles just served up. He's got a 10-10-10. Looks like he's beaten Michele Frangilli, so it looks like victory for John Charles Valadant. He will shoot for gold. And if memory serves, that means he's going to be up against Brady Ellison for the gold medal. So it'll be Rick van der Ven of Netherlands versus Michele Frangilli for the bronze medal match. Showing a victory for Jung Sung Young of Korea, and she'll take on her teammate Kim Min Jong versus Jung Sung Yoon for the gold. It'll be Naomi Folkard versus Berenger Xu for the women's recurve bronze. And we do not have an indicator of a winner yet, but I'm pretty sure it is Sandrine Van Frangilli that took that. Board's not updated. Yep, that's showing a victory now for Sandrine. So she will shoot for the gold medal, and she'll shoot against the winner of the next shoot-off that's about to take place over on targets 161 and 162. Shoot-off is about to commence. Confirming the victory for Jean-Charles Valadont, he's beaten Michele Frangilli. Shoot-off on 161 and 162. Single arrow to the center target will decide who will shoot for gold versus Sandrine Frangilli as we're about to go. This is a shoot-off to decide which of these two competitors, Inga van Kaspel or Andrea Gales, will shoot for the gold medal against Sandrine Frangilli. Targets 161 and 162. Closest to center will win. Andrea with a 10, and it is also a 10 for Inga, but it's looking like victory for Andrea Gales, slightly closer to the center, and she'll take on Sandrine Frangilli for the gold medal final, while Inga van Kaspel will take on Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa for the bronze. So that settles all our matches. Now we know who's shooting for gold and who's shooting for bronze. And so our first match, which will take place in a few minutes, is going to be the recurve women's bronze medal final, the recurve men's bronze medal final, the compound men's bronze medal final, and the compound women's bronze medal final, all of which will take place simultaneously. For the compound women, your targets are 159 and 160. For the compound men, that will be the television targets 141, 143. For the recurve men, bronze medal match 133 and 134. For the recurve women, bronze medal match on 124 and 125. Set play applies, and we will shoot all bronze medal matches simultaneously. We'll go to individual timing for the gold medal matches after the bronze. Sponsors of the 2013 World Archery Indoor Cup include Easton, Hoyt, First Dakota National Bank, Matthews, PSE, Fuse, Beeman, BCY, Copperjohn, Maple Leaf Press, Gordon Composites, Limsaber, Morel, and Blazin Creations. Our television bronze medal match features world champion Rio Wild versus Martin Damsbo of Denmark. Rio Wild will be on target 141. Martin will be on target 143. Competitors, bronze medal matches will commence in 1 minute. The bronze medal matches will get underway in 1 minute. La compétition pour la médaille du bronze commencera dans 1 minute. All right, competitors, due to a technical issue, we're going to give you about another minute. Now commencing the bronze medal matches of the 2013 World Archery Indoor Cup. Rio Wild of the United States of America with a 9 on that shot, and Martin Damsbo with a 9. In our televised match on targets 141 and 143. And a 10. If you're a Vegas shooter, I'd like to remind you that the 10 ring for World Archery is the equivalent of the X ring on a Vegas face. Martin's shot is a liner probably out. Rio's with a 10.99. Martin with it appears to be a 10.99. We'll find out on official scoring in a moment. Rio Wild clearly with a 10.99 in spite of what the board shows. That just got updated. Looks like we've got a draw for this first set for the gentlemen's compound match. The gentlemen's recurve. We have a 2-point lead for Rick van der Ven. With a 10 and a 9 so far. And if she shoots into the gold on this shot, she'll take this first set. And the 9 gives her that set. Berenger Schuh leading over her opponent Naomi Fulcard of GBR for the women's recurve. Rick van der Ven leading for the men's compound in the bronze medal match. And over between Danny Wenzel and Inge van Kaspel. Advantage for Danielle Wenzel of the Republic of South Africa. She leads 2-0. It looks like we've got a draw between Rio and Martin over here on the TV targets. We'll find out in a moment. The score is confirmed. It's 1-1 between these two great gentlemen's compound competitors. Both of these two great compound men, Martin Damsbo and Rio Wild, shot in multiple World Cup events. Rio, one of the most winning World Cup shooters in the history of the circuit, dating back to 2006. Martin Damsbo making it to the finals in the Copenhagen World Cup. Grand final that took place in that beautiful city, 2008. Probably a 9 for Rio. Spotter seems to agree. Nine-10 liner for Martin. Spotter calls it a 9 as well. Rio with a 10. So does Rio. So it looks like Rio took this set. And he'll now lead 3-1. Back over in the men's recurve side. Man who finished fourth at the Olympic Games individually, Rick van der Ven of the Netherlands with a 10-10-9 versus Michele Frangilli right now with a 10-10. Rick was leading going into the set. Michele with a chance to draw this particular set and only trailed by 1. And indeed shoots a 9, so it's going to be 3-1 in favor of Rick van der Ven. Scores are official on the board. Rio Wild taking this set, so it's it's 3-1 in favor of Rio. 3-1 in favor of Rick over on the men's recurve side. 4-0 in favor of Beranger versus Naomi. This portion of our announcing brought to you by Sherry Rhodes and her cough drops. Thanks, Sherry. Looks like Inge van Kaspel of Netherlands leading Danielle Wenzel 3-1. We're back in regulation shooting now. This is our third set. Martin with a 9-10 liner. Looks closer than the last one, but may still be out. The spotters say it's a 9. Rio just shot a 10. Rio drills another 10. Martin, solid shot, 10 points. With a 10, so we've got a 4-2 lead for Rio Wild. Michele and Rick are tied for this set so far. Rick with a 10-10-10. Michele with a 9, so Rick takes that set, 5-1. Beranger has just shot 10-9-9, and Naomi with a 10-10-10. So Naomi keeping it alive now, trailing 4-2. Back to the women's compound side. Inge 10-10-9. Danielle, 10-10, looks like might be a 10. Could be looking at a draw there. We'll find out in a moment. Well, Bruce is at it again. He's getting some distance. He must have recharged that thing. We really need you to turn the flash off on that camera, though, young man. Thank you. We're back underway, and it is a 3-3 draw in our television match between Rio Wild of the United States of America and Martin Damsbo of Denmark. Rio with a 10, same for Martin, 10 points. Martin with a 10-9 liner, looks like a 10, Rio with a 10. Rio Wild 10-10-10. And Martin Damsbo with a 9, so Rio Wild leading 5-3. So that'll be the final regulation set as we see whether Martin Damsbo can come back and force a shoot-off. Meanwhile, Michele Frangilli with a pair of 9s. Rick van der Ven with a 10 and a 9. It's the other way around, excuse me. Michele's got the 10 and the 9. And it is Rick who just shot a 10-9-9. Michele's got to take the next 2 sets to stay alive, which means he needs 10 on this shot. And that is a 9. Rick van der Ven takes this bronze medal. In the women's recurve match, victory for Bérengère Chou. Bérengère Chou of France, victorious. Inge van Kaspel with a 9-9-9. Danielle Wenzel with a 10-9-9. She leads 5-3. So Inge is going to have to... Have I got it backwards here? I think I might. Yeah, I think that's actually Inge with a 10-9-9. So it is Danielle Wenzel who's got to take this next set to force a shoot-off. Don't forget about the prizes being given away at the end of the night on the way out of the arena. It's Archers Appreciation Night here in Las Vegas. Bruce and his crew have got some great stuff for you. So don't forget, as you head out later, we've got our individual gold medal finals coming up next after this next regulation set. Victory for Bérenger Shoe of France confirmed bronze medal winner. Victory for Rick van der Ven, Netherlands, bronze medal winner. It's 5-3 in favor of Rio Wild. Martin Damsbo must win this set outright to force a shoot-off. Martin with a perfect 10, and Rio as well. Martin with a 10. Rio with a 10. Final arrows for this set. Rio Wild has won the bronze medal with a 10-10-10. Martin Damsbo with a 10-9 liner. Victory for Rio Wild, USA. For the ladies' compound competitors, still one shot to go. Danielle Wenzel preparing to shoot. Her opponent has a pair of 10s and a 9. And it looks like Danielle Wenzel is forced to shoot off. We'll find out in a moment. We'll find out when the official score is posted, but we could have a 5-5 tie for the ladies' compound competitors. All right, let's see where we stand, ladies. It is 5-5. We've got a shoot-off on targets 159 and 160. Single arrow closest to center on the middle target will decide the women's compound bronze medal match. And we're going to get underway as soon as the field is clear. 40 seconds on the clock. And a single arrow to decide. We're going to have to need some new target faces down there on 159 and 160. We need a pair of compound target faces on 159 and 160, please.